another thrilling episode of Humble Beginnings. Today we meet Robert Okubo, who for 2 decades now has been dubbed in many rooms both locally and abroad as the Dirt and Stain Inspector. And to demonstrate the relevance of his trade, he reveals for a start what he sees that we often don't.
White, yeah, carpet. Go ahead. Okay. You see that? That's from the carpet. So this causes allergens, huh? We call sneezing, you know. Okay. That was just from that small section, huh? Okay. You got that, huh?
All right. And after the whole cleanup, you're able to retest it and
Yes,
better.
yes, and not only that, even the homeowner, when they come back in, they can actually tell there's freshness in the air. Because all that is gone. Yeah. So we haven't started cleaning, just testing.
You have so many dirty rooms in. Just everywhere.
Well, maybe another interesting test would be the curtain. Okay. So this is pollution. This is clearly pollution. Yeah. That's pollution, huh? Yeah. There's him, huh? So that was a small section we did, and it just shows you that it is important to have fabrics cleaned at least every 6 months. If possible, carpets carpets should be at least every 3-4 months, depending on how much traffic you have coming in, because you saw it had majority of the dirt.
Yes.
Then the curtains once or twice a year. The sofa set at least once every 6 months.
Okay.
If anything less than that, once a year, and you're good to go.
All right.
And I bet for the ordinary Kenyan household, those timelines he stated are actually laughable. So, before such services were available, what were the common cleaning methods we were used to?
What people were doing was using brush and water, and brush and wipe.
Wow.
But if you're not vacuuming, then you're not pulling out that dirt.
That's true.
Yeah. This machine has the capacity to spray and rinse. So if I put shampoo into this heat right now, I'm able to totally rinse it out with the dirt and everything. And I'm even able to show the customer what we're taking out from the furniture.
Ooh.
Yes.
All right. Let's get started.
And as he and his team proceed to deliver on their word, vacuuming, then cleaning, then drying, I couldn't help but wonder what would motivate such a polished man enough to have him invest so thoroughly in an area where many would consider odd.
Back home in Kenya, I used to be a travel agent. And I'd been doing travel for about 7-8 years, and decided I wanted to market Kenya abroad. So I traveled to Washington with all my hotel brochures and slides. Very excited I'm going to market Kenya. And when I arrived in Washington, my first day trying to talk to one of the major tour operators, after introducing myself to them, they said, by the way, we love Kenya, we want to sell Kenya, but I hope you're aware from today we have a 3-year ban to Kenya because you have a hotel in Mombasa that was hit by terrorists, and that's what attracted this travel ban. So right there, my whole game plan changed. I had to figure out, now that I was in the US, how do I get back my ticket money, all this money I've spent to get there. And I had my brother who was nice enough to get me a job to to work for about a month so I could make back this ticket money. And in the process of getting into this job with a company called Stanley Steamer, I got to learn a whole new technique of cleaning. So I got very, very attracted by it. I decided very quickly I was going to learn this trade and figured how to get it back home to Kenya. So that's where my journey started with the cleaning. Yeah, I grew up partly in Kenya. I did my primary school and some of my high school in Kenya. And then come 87, my mom decided it was time for us to leave Kenya and try something new, like going to the US. So we were teenagers. I think I was probably about 15 or something like that, and decided to go ahead and start a new life in the US. We were foreigners there, so we were not allowed to work. So what I used to do is go around knocking doors, asking for odd jobs and this and that to get me pocket change. But from there, I learned so much because the Americans were quite receptive. They gave me a lot of odd jobs to do. And from that point, I noticed that people didn't have time to do stuff around their houses. And I said, you know what? I'm going to form a handyman company that can take care of these services they can handle. Well, the first time I went there, the first 5 years were a nightmare to me. I had so much of Kenya in me, I found it very hard to accept this new country that had winters, had a lot of issues with drugs and gun battles, and I was like, I'd never seen anything like this back home, and my mind always used to travel back to Kenya. So the minute I got the opportunity to travel, I came back. I was the only one in my family that came back, and I came back for about a month or two. Get to spend some time with my dad, got to see my friends, and it was such a beautiful holiday. I traveled back to the US a month after that. When I was landing into the US, everything was white. Snow, winter. I kind of went into depression. So I told my mom, I don't think I'm going to hack it here. I think I'm going back home. And sure thing, in 2 weeks, I was back in Kenya for 10 years.
And the transition was not as easy. The reality on the ground ushered him to the school of hard knocks.
We take a lot for granted when you live abroad. You can have 10 pairs of shoes, and you don't throw your shoes because they're torn, because you're just tired of them. So you put them aside. Yeah? When I came around this time, I would run out of shoes. My shoes would start chewing stones. You go to the point you're pulling out stones from the sole, and I said, yep, Robert, you're broke. So you need to work your way back up and fix things.
It was here that he would then be employed in a travel company, then later establish his own outfit, and then travel abroad to market Kenya, only to encounter the travel ban that would make him make the golden detour into the world of cleaning. First, as a means of survival, then later, as a unique business venture to establish in the US, then later, introduce it back to Kenya.
Was there anyone else who was doing it in Kenya at the time?
Not at the level we're doing it. Most companies are general cleaning companies. And when I say general cleaning companies, they wipe down things, desks, mop floors, scrub down, But we specialize as in going in to clean mattresses, sofa sets, the interior of cars, interior of aircrafts, washing down buildings, power washing hard surfaces. So basically it was specialized cleaning, quite technical. Yes. Yes.
The US branch is not being run by the partner.
Yes.
What is it about Kenya that keeps on calling you home?
Well, I realize Kenya is my home. The quality of life is so different. I think we have one of the best weathers in the world. It's never too hot, it's never too cold. I have traveled the world, I love water, I love beaches. I think Kenya boasts one of the best beaches in the world. I've been to Hawaii, I've been to Trinidad, I've been to Florida, and I could not come across beaches that could match that. So little things like this made me appreciate home and say, wow, I come from a beautiful country. I'm able to leave Nairobi in 4 hours and I'll be watching elephants and lions and zebras, the Masai Mara. If I decide to travel an hour 45 across, I get to the Tanzanian border. So, I mean, what more could we ask for when you are so blessed?
So why 200 degrees?
Well, when I worked for the company, Stanley Steamer, the machines used to boil water when cleaning, and so we'd have carpets steaming. So I said to myself, instead of calling my company Stanley Steamer or Stain Master, I'm going to call it a name that people will remember from the temperature. And I said 200 degrees. When people hear 200 degrees, they'll think, wow, that's hot. That's what I need.
And while they keep it hot, their motto has been,
Trying not to cut corners. Our slogan is that we don't cut corners, we clean them. If you have furniture in that room and you have carpets, furniture still on the carpet, we won't just clean around the furniture. We're going to move the furniture out, clean behind that furniture, then drag back the furniture. So no cutting corners. We make sure we are very detailed at that. Yeah.
all right, after confirming that everything is tip-top, spick and span, it is right about time when we take a short break. And when we'll be back, we'll get a couple of testimonials from some of his clientele to get what has been their experience with 200 degrees. If you're just joining in, welcome aboard. Robert Okubo has built himself up from the ground. We now join him in an experience at one of his household clients. Then later, we catch him in action while in the corporate world.
This is the machine of all mothers. Nimetembea sana.
You had it from the
Cheers.
beginning?
This is machine number 4. The older ones than this in Mombasa and stuff that it's the last one we received.
What's the name?
We just call it an extractor.
An extractor.
An extractor, yeah. It can inject moisture and extract. Before we start actually cleaning, we like to vacuum. Tuna kitambaa white kwa gari tafadhali. Okay. You see that? That's from the carpet. So this causes allergens, huh? We cause sneezing, you know. Okay.
Hi, I'm Isika Bukala, and welcome to my home. Huh? For you guys to be here today is cause of 200 degrees, yeah? And basically, I gave them a call, and why I gave them a call was because I felt that, you know, as a parent, a father, I need to take care of my family. And you understand the times we are facing, yeah? We are in a dynamic situation with this pandemic. And again, your family's safety is prevalent, yeah? It's top of the mind right now. So, you know, I have seats, I have curtains, these things where guys come, sit, you can imagine, right? So you don't know where whoever is coming from. When the person comes, you don't know where they're coming from, yeah? So basically, you need to take caution. You need to take care of your family because this is where you come spend most of the time, yeah? Probably in your living room where the seats are. And when you're entertaining guests, wherever they're coming from, ujui wametoka wapi. Then your kids will come later on, play, lie on the seats, yeah? So that was the key reason why I decided to have 200 degrees come, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you done it before? Is this
Yes.
good time? Have you
Yes.
done it?
Yes, I've had to 200 degrees, come here a couple of times. You know, we normally do spring cleaning, yeah? Spring cleaning is basically, okay, it's a concept that's done abroad, yeah? But even here in Kenya, it can be done. Where you, once in a while, you decide to do cleaning to most of the things that people overlook. These are the sofas, these are behind the sofas, these are the curtains. You know, guys go year in, year out, same things without a care. Yeah. So we decided to just have 200 degrees come as usual after every 4 or 6 months. They come do their cleaning, and that, again, it gives me some sense of relief. Yeah. And at this point, I'd even recommend them coming more often after every 2 months, yeah, because you don't know. Yes, yes, 'cause you really don't know. Today they've done carpet cleaning and sofa cleaning for my upholsteries and seats. I think they've cleaned a bit of curtains and cushions. Yeah, and also fumigation, which is very important, yeah. Yeah, you see, we have people coming in and out, yeah. And now that we are working from home, you don't know where your workers are from, yeah. You don't know who they've interacted with. So they actually came here, did all that for us, and my mind is at peace. 200 degrees have been here for a while, yeah. Again, they are very reliable. You give them a call, the next moment they're here. Yeah. So, and again, for the pocket, the services are affordable, eh? Yeah. And one, I've never been disappointed with what they deliver. The end product is top notch, I must say, yeah.
So can you remember, I'm sure you've seen your house right now. Of course, the couches that you're sitting on, they've been worked on.
Yeah, they look nice and clean.
Is there a difference in the ambience? How's the atmosphere?
Actually, it's cleaner. You can even tell that there's no, you know, the sofas attract a lot of dust, eh? And once you sit, the dust rises to the atmosphere. And you'll always see some particles on the air linger, yeah? So that isn't there anymore, yeah? Because you can tell the dust is gone. Even the air around is very, very clean. Yeah. You don't see any dust particles. What else? Yeah, and again, like I said, it gives me a peace of mind.
The stains are gone.
Oh, yeah, by the stains are gone. Eh? You see, having kids up and down, yeah, touching, you know, you can't control kids, yeah? After they eat, they want to go touch the sofas. Yeah, they play. Once they're from outside, probably with dirty feet, they jump on the seat. So all those stains are gone, eh? Yeah. And basically we had some stubborn stains, yeah? And you know, even though we try do this every morning, you have our helper try rubbing the stains off the sofas and seats, it's not the same as having a thorough job done, yeah?
Was he ready for the switch from the dollar currency to the Kenyan shilling?
Getting used to the Kenya shilling was not very easy because $100 is 10,000 Kenya shillings, but it's still $100, which is like $100 to us in the US. So at times I'd get broke and I'd ask a friend, can you lend me $500? I'll give it to you at the end of the month. And they look at you like you're crazy. And that's because I didn't compute it into Kenya shillings to realize I'm actually asking somebody to lend me 50,000 shillings. Like, is this guy smoking something? So those were the battles I had to get used to. And I think now finally come to the times that I am earning the Kenyan shilling. I need to learn to work with the Kenya shilling. Yes.
Do you think Kenya slowed you down, or you
In a,
it up to pace?
in a good way, yes. When you live in a fast world, you're always used to moving. And I'll give you a good example. You go and visit a friend, and they want you to have tea and coffee and join them for dinner. In the US, we're not used to that. I'll pass through McDonald's and pick up my cup of coffee and keep going. Yeah? So even if I'm coming to see a friend, it'll be for a few minutes, or we're picking him up and we're heading out to do something else. The cultures are different here. A good example is Mombasa. You want to do business in Mombasa, you're not just going to walk in and say, I'm Robert, I'd like to clean your carpets, can we start? No, they want to be taken out to coffee or for a drink. You sit down, discuss the weather, this and that, take time. It's like a culture, you know? So once you go through that, then they say, maybe we can start discussing business and this and that. So these are the cultures that I found very interesting when I came back, and I'm still learning how to work with them, because every part of the country you go to is quite different.
Anyone can be able to afford it, especially at a time like this, yeah? The prices have gone down compared to how they were. They were very friendly before, and now they've gone down to allow everyone, to accommodate everyone, basically, yeah? Yeah. So, like I say, during this time, I'd encourage everyone to be able to have their homes cleaned, their offices cleaned, and my choice would be 200 degrees, definitely, yeah. Having such a person take charge or being in charge of his operations is very encouraging, and trust me, him being you'd not have any funny cases, yeah, because most of the time you see his workers are very careful how they handle your items, your household items, handled with care.
The transition from the US to Kenya, what did that do to your mindset? How was it like now?
It was quite tormenting, because I was running a company that used to give me at least $100,000 to $150,000 a year, and it's a country where people don't bargain much. If you tell them it's $400, they might tell you when can you get started. If they don't like the price, they'll just tell you, look, sorry, I can't afford that. So Kenya is different, whereas you spend half the time bargaining, but you learn to be patient, you learn to come up with rates that they can comfortably work with. So we'll go for 2-3 years without changing rates, so that we just keep it affordable for the homeowners and stuff. I realize Kenya is my home. The quality of life is so different. I think we have one of the best weathers in the world. It's never too hot, it's never too cold. I have traveled the world, I love water, I love beaches. I think Kenya boasts one of the best beaches in the world. I've been to Hawaii, I've been to Trinidad, I've been to Florida, and I could not come across beaches that could match that. So little things like this made me appreciate home and say, wow, I come from a beautiful country. I'm able to leave Nairobi in 4 hours and I'll be watching elephants and lions and zebras, the Masai Mara. If I decide to travel an hour 45 across, I get to the Tanzanian border. So, I mean, what more could we ask for when you are so blessed?
It's not been how many years since you came back?
It's been 10 years, though at least I try to go, I think I've been back to the US twice. And it's funny, when I went to the US the last time to check on the business and my partner, I noticed everybody's so used to doing stuff for themselves. Fixing your bed, doing your laundry, polishing your own shoes. I kind of found that very tormenting, because I've been spoiled here. So I realized I don't think I'd want to stay there any longer. I did what I had to do and come back and join my family here.
And with that good laughter and that patriotic note, we pause Robert Okubo's story for today. Please be sure to join us next week as Part 2 unveils his moves in the corporate world. With yours truly, Captain Kago. You've been delightfully watching Humble Beginnings right here on Lookup TV.